Hello, Internet. I'm back and starting off today's announcement with some great news. Most of the footage I recorded yesterday is completely buggus. Managed to record half of it without the microphone on, so I think I'm actually going to start off by kind of going over everything I did yesterday and hope I can remember what the heck it was. But anyways, let's go ahead and pop onto the server today, and hopefully we've got two people on. I know someone joined the game in chat and or joined the game and they actually posted they managed to fall out of the world, but before they fell all the way down, they did manage to log out. And Zonza went in there and was building a platform. And why am I still logging in? No. No, I went on the server. You're going to let me on the server? Oh, you are kidding me. Right then. Plan B? Okay, looks like that. Let me clear that out. It's my other monitor on the gaming system here I use for web browsing and whatnot. Authentication servers were up. I had to actually close out of Minecraft and restart it, so I'm not sure what the deal was with that. Just checking. Yep, my microphone is indeed on. I'm not going to record crap footage tonight. So let me take you around and show you everything that I've kind of done in the last day or so on the server here. Let's get my mug out of the way here. And take a quick look. You can see I've got a shepherd in here. Great. I've got all the wool colors I could possibly need now. And I've got my leather worker in here, which I have to bring some cows over from the other area. The jungle island. I do indeed have at least 2 cows over there, 2 sheep, several pigs, cats, and a couple of bunnies as well, so I could start a bunny farm. Not that I really kind of see the point. I mean, it's, I guess, gives you meat, but... so yep, that's kind of a little annex on there. I want to try to expand the villager farm. Probably going to do it over here, because what I'm thinking I can do is use the... I left the door here, so I can have some sort of like drop chute system. So I can kind of have a top layer to the farm and a bottom layer that I can use to kind of sort out villagers I want to keep for trades instead of having to constantly run around and try to find them. So that's where we're at there. Up here, if I head over towards the nether portal, you can see that I brought over, as promised... Well, actually I don't know if the video I actually said that in made it up. I did say in that video I was kind of bring over some of the creative world building that I tried. So this is the checkerboard pattern from that. I'm just... For some reason, I like how this works together, these two colors. I just can't explain why. You can also see I've marked out a bit of a shell around the area here, which I'm going to do something with the building on. I'm not entirely sure what kind of building it's going to be. I don't think... If anything, it's going to be somewhat open with a little platform over the main portal, just to kind of like shelter the rain a little bit. And maybe these will be like ruined ribs kind of sticking out of the ground, you know, like structural arches that have broken down. Or I might just actually make them full arches. I'm still kind of thinking about that in the back of my mind. You can see I have done some significant lighting over in this direction. Hallelujah. So that it's much easier much safer to come through the portal. The other thing I also found out was in exploring the island on foot a little more, it did reveal that I have a pretty good way to get over to... Make sure I have no skeletons behind me, because that would suck to be shot from the void. I'm kind of thinking right about here. I'm going to build a bridge over to the island, the Spruce Island, so that way I have access to snow and spruce wood. And if I keep going around the island, you can see I built a bridge over in this direction, kind of an arch bridge. It looks really nice from the distance, but I kind of wonder if I'd be better off doing that on the outside and trying to do the a cantilever design with ribs popping down along the sides there. Because you can see I'm not too far... I mean, this is the first time I've actually been over on this extreme of the island. So you can tell because all of this is now finally rendering in, which is actually pretty interesting that I've got that there. just give you an idea, this is what actually, I've been to all the extents of the jungle island here and this island now, so I can see that I've got that there. That's a swamp biome, actually, I believe. It certainly looks like the darker grass of that. So that could be interesting. We could have some slime chunks over there. And then over here, you can see I've got some coal right there that I could go after if I really wanted to. We've got the jungle island. See, I kind of have to laugh. I'm a little jealous of, or was a little jealous of Ben, because he actually found a pretty good spot where he could claim several islands nearby. And they're all in close proximity to each other. And, well, by the time you get over here, you'll see what I mean when I'm saying I'm not quite so jealous anymore. Because, yeah, this is pretty easily bridgeable. And this kind of area here, where it's actually built up into a pretty decent plateau area. I mean, I've got these three kind of pads here. I'm kind of seeing myself building a castle of some sort here. I'm not sure what kind. I don't. Every time I say castle, I get the whole stone brick theme in mind, and I don't really necessarily want to do it that way. But also, a diagonal path over to this island would actually be pretty nice. And then, just to add icing to the cake, if I head over this way. Right down off to the right is the jungle island that I have. So you can see I've got some caves down there I can go explore once I dig down there. But within a very short distance there, I can pop over to this. I didn't even know this island was even here. It was kind of hiding from me the whole time. So I've got a island I can build down to here. Or really, from what it looks like, even across from here, it looks like there's some overlap on Journey Map there if I pull that up. There is definitely some overlap here, so I could do a water platform down to that. So I may have to take the kite out for a little bit of a spin around the islands, because you can see I'm also close here. I'm also close here, so I've got two desert islands. The ocean island's not too far away from that desert island. I've got the spruce island there, the swamp island there, and they're all relatively close together. So, for all intents and purposes, I have to admit I did not want to settle in an ocean biome, and now I'm actually kind of glad I found this island, because I've got immediate access to multiple islands. This is my little enchanting shack slash iron anvil here. Over the other day, I managed to craft myself a pretty decent bow. I would love to see flame on it, but for now, that is more than enough. I mean, Power 4, Punch 2 is nothing to sneeze at. So, kind of thinking I'll be pretty good there. The intent is to build a bridge across here. Of what kind, I don't know. I really don't want to necessarily duplicate the other bridge that I built. So that's something that I have done. And I went down into the mine for about an hour or so, and did some branch mining down there. Didn't find too much. I did find 2 extra diamonds. Those went into the enchanting table, so now I'm back down to 2 again. The other bows I have left over from enchanting those, I've got a Power 2 on breaking 1, and a Power 1 on breaking 1. I'm trying to see if I can get flame on this bow, and then start building these 2 up together into one bow, but we'll see. So, that's where I'm at resource-wise. You can see I've got some additional clay here that I can use. Don't know if this made it into... Well, this was probably on a video I covered. I kind of tore down the terrain here and turned it into a little bit of a vine... Well, I'll get some vines for it eventually, but this will be like a vine bridge here. And, yeah, that's kind of what I've done out here. Nether hub, you can... I heard a pigman grunt, but I don't think it was an angry grunt, but it just kind of throws me off anyways. I've got everything lit up. We've got the portal reserved for Spumcraft. This is all temporary around here, hopefully. Obviously, I've got to get a oak farm up and going to bring in some more oak to finish off the details there. I'm still not sure what to build back here. This is actually access behind the portals, so you can kind of see it. They're all constructed to be, you know, open concept, so to speak. Got to finish off all the stonework around here. Bring over. I've got the clay with me at least, but I just don't have any red dye. I got to do some bone mealing on some grass. I don't have much grass over on my base right now. Just as to point out, the corner portals, because of these pillars, you actually lose out. You see how here I'm going to have. Actually, I'll show you a finished example here. Alan has, you know, the full gamut of blocks that he can customize here. Because these portals on the end will not have that because of these pillars, you can see I've kind of given you a little extra room in here so you can set up additional portals with a little more comfort. But I still need to finish this off because unfortunately a gas could technically still spawn in here. It shouldn't while people are in here, which is where most of the access has been happening. But, you know, there still could be one that pops in very short distance. The rest of this is enclosed because, frankly, I was getting tired of having to replace everything in here. Aside from the half slabs, which once they got the half slabs up, that helped with a lot with the breaking of the downstairs issues. But yeah, I was constantly having to replace stairs, replace this stuff, replace clay, replace glass. I was just getting tired of constantly having to do that. So everything in here is now enclosed with whatever I could get on hand to close it off. So now the gas can't directly shoot in here. If you do need to go out to the nether, there is a little access behind that far door there. I don't know what I'm going to necessarily do for an actual door there. You can also go downstairs here to get out to the right side of the aisle, the hub here. You can also go up. This leads up to the bedrock up at the top. It's been blasted open a little bit because Ben killed the first wither on the server, and is also the first person to have a beacon on the server now. You can also go out this way. This side I have protected with an Enderman, an anti-pigment airlock. Enderman airlock, wow. Where am I? The gas has scrambled my brains into there for sure. I'm going to have the same thing over here eventually, so that way if you do have, and then probably up front as well, because I think that the far front is going to be a path out. Just keep in mind, whatever you do, if you're on the server, do not idle in one of these portals. They're here strictly because the second a pigman touches it, he will go through. And it's not because he's going through the multiverse portal that's actually contained in here. He's going through the actual nether portal, which takes you nowhere. So effectively, he goes in and he gets wiped from the game. So this is purely for defense, not for travel. It's different for us upstairs because Ben is explicitly setting up portals for us, which is why we're able to actually pack everything together in a nice tight format here. Now, if you want to build further out and make a more fancy tunnel, I advise against it, because you'll see when I go up to look at, and by the way, all the zones down here on the bottom where it says public portal, please keep in mind these are all for public links, like to the pigman spawner, XP/gold farm. Eventually we'll have the water temple linked in here. And we've got a pretty decent supply of portals at the moment. If we really need more space for personal portals, what I'll be doing is probably expanding out this way and lengthening the hall that way, or lengthening the back of the hall. And then in that case we may have portals down on the first level for personal links. But for the moment, you can very easily support 3 personal portals out of these little rooms that I've set up here. So that's kind of what I've done in the nether. The intent is also to bring in carpet over all the full-size blocks, and to also, I don't know what I'm going to do for color in this part on top of the sandstone here, but I'm going to figure out something to do there. The idea here is that if you do happen to, these are all half slabs up here, so they shouldn't spawn anywhere here. We'll carpet off the full slab here. That's a half slab. And the intent really is to make it, I'll be putting some temporary carpet in the portal paths as well, because the intent is to make it so that there is nowhere in here for pigmen to spawn. I'll have carpet on these guys here, just kind of carpet up everything in here, and the everywhere else that there's enough space for something to spawn that it can get in. and I'm hoping that will really help discourage the pigmen spawning in here and really help make this a safe hub. Yeah, you can see this in action here. All the pigmen go down over there. There's a water elevator, it takes them up to the top. The problem with the water elevator is there is a kill mechanism up here. So that way if you know, they're passively spawning and dropping down there, they get killed off up here at least. When they're dying in the walls, and the drops are kind of landing all over it. So I know Zonzo was talking about doing a little bit of a redesign to have that particular spot out over the void, so the dropped items will spawn out in the... Let's take that out of my hand for safety's sake. That they will spawn out over the void, and thus drop and despawn. Hello, buddy. And now, a public service announcement for those of you who are thinking about trying out a Skyworld world. Gravel is your enemy. Plain and simple. Gravel is not your friend. This is the only use you will ever have for gravel on a Skyworld map. Unless you have not built a mob farm and are trying to desperately find a way to create arrows. In this episode, we will demonstrate why this is such a huge problem. As soon as I finish lining it up. And finding a place to stand. Observe. Now, imagine that's void. In fact, let's demonstrate another way. We'll show you from the front view. I am happily mining along. Oh, I want to go down a level. Oh! Oh, noes! I have fallen into the void. I am dead. Ah. This has been a public service announcement for those of you who are joining a Skyworld server. Have a nice day.